All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the call, everybody. If your fingers have hot, press notifications, message everybody in our Discord and Telegram, message all your people to come to the call. I know there's a bunch of people. We have 120 people on Discord. Why are they not here? I see some of them are still in the Discord channel. Kick them out, Vex, and tell them to come here. Guys, I cannot say to be enough grateful that we have this special opportunity to have like an educator take his time, accept the official calls for the company and come into the call. I want to circle back a little bit, to September when we had the fortune and luck and the opportunity to meet Preston live in Rome. We had so much fun in Rome, guys. Whoever was not in Rome, you can be sorry for this, but you heard us say that multiple times. So the next event that's going to be, you will have the opportunity to meet Preston live, other educators, the leaders. But we saw what I want you to feel and see today. One thing is for being on a live session calls. Different thing is having like a private training session from an educator. And we had this fortune to have it like in person from Preston. He came to our Airbnb. We had so much fun, but we learned a lot. And having something like this in the community, guys, I've been in trading space for 7 years. There was no situations when educator would say like, sure, bring your team on a call. We'll do a private training session for them. And that's why I'm grateful for this gentleman. And guys, all together, he reached diamond a couple days before me. But also, I want you to congratulate Preston. Has a birthday today. So, man, happy birthday. Thank you for taking your time, for coming to the call on your birthday and having a private training session for us. So, my friend, Mike is all yours.
Yeah, thank you, and it's just nice to connect again, and it's fun how just this network marketing space and this trading space can, put someone like me in Rome with someone like and we're in Airbnbs, but we're all talking about getting money, and that's kind of like the universal language to freedom is financial. And it's cool when we get to connect on the Zooms, but it's definitely powerful when we get to do it in person and when it feels private like it is right now. So appreciate all the birthday wishes. If you guys were on the morning call this morning, you saw that I wanted that big birthday candle. It seemed like it happened a little bit afterwards, but hopefully you guys were able to get some money later on. The setup happens. So type of one in the chat if you guys are just ready to rock and roll, and let's dance and really kind of jump into these markets. And let me help make sense and really simplify what it is we do and why we do it and how to put your reps in on your own to get to where I'm at and beyond. Because I have students that see the markets, if not better than me, and the only thing that stopping them from truly just putting out their own trade signals is confidence. It's not really that their analysis is wrong or that they see the market's wrong. They're just scared to get it wrong, right? And that fear is what holds a lot of us back from being great. I'm just not afraid to be wrong in front of a lot of people, right? And then we shrug it off and play a song. So you gotta figure out how you're gonna take the loss. But we're gonna jump into these markets right quick, and I'm going to break down one, how to see and mark up the charts, but how I do it every single time. And this is how you guys are going to be able to put your reps in. And those reps are going to equal to training your eyes to see the market. So what I'm going to do, I'm deleting everything off of my screen. And for those who have been on my Sunday sessions, right, I start on the 4-hour time frame every single time. Every single time. Why I start on the 4-hour time frame is because one, the higher the time frame, the higher the probability. But two, we're also trading in all-time highs where I might look at the daily if I felt that we were had more data, but we don't have a lot of data, so we need all the candles we can currently see in order to identify the markets. So the first thing I do is I start at the 4-hour time frame, and just curious for those that have been in my session, what's the next thing I do when I get to the 4-hour time frame? What is the first thing that I look for once I get to the 4-hour time frame? It's all right if you don't. The trend. There you go. That's right. We mark the trend. And how many points am I looking for to find a trend? Yep, trend line. And how many points in the market? Not 60, that's a lot. We're looking for 3 points in the market. So 3 points equate to our trend line. So I'm going to find my 3 points right here. You guys kind of see where I found those points? 3 or more. Kind of looks like a trend line, kind of looks like a support. Like an upward support. And then you can see where price just bounced off of today. You guys are seeing all that, right? Type of 1 in the chat if you guys see where I'm pulling this trend line from. So when I'm looking for the markets and I'm looking to enter a trade, I'm looking for an intersection. I'm looking for an intersection of a trend line, and I'm looking for an intersection of a support and or a resistance. So for me, the next thing that I'm going to look at is where price just kind of rejected from and what I'm seeing from the bottom of the price gap. So when I look for a key level on the 4-hour time frame, I'm looking for an area in the market where price went up and down. And I'm going to pull that right from here. Do you guys see where the market goes up and down? That's a key level. So it's a high time frame key level that means something. And then typically whenever you see a price gap, I know some of you guys are like, well, what is this? What does this price gap mean? Well, this is what the market did while the market was closed. And at some point, the market will either fill this gap or it will respect the gap as a support or resistance, kind of like what it's doing. So you're seeing the wick rejection coming from this area. Price came, touched it. Is this zone and everything that I'm doing making sense to you guys on how we're looking at the market? So we're just marking it up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go from the 4-hour to the 1-hour time frame. Now, once again, all I'm doing is the exact same thing over and over again, which is identifying key levels on different time frames to slowly box in price to where price has to react, and that reaction is what we trade off of. Okay, so as I go from the 4-hour to the 1-hour, you can see we have buying pressure from this key level. You guys see where I pulled that level from, right? So this was an area price went down from. This was an area price went up from. And then in essence, we're seeing the area where price went down from as well. So if we maintain this 87, chance of price coming back here gets higher. So I'm going to go from the 1-hour to the 30, and let's see what price is doing. Because now we have buy zone where price broke structure, retested, but now price went high, and now it's trading in between. So it looks like we may be consolidating down low. So when we have different styles of the market, they look something like this. You have consolidation, where price is going up and down. And this is where buyers and sellers are just playing tug of war, right? Who's going to win? But then when price breaks out, it's going to have to abide by certain laws. And what happens when price breaks out of a structure? What does it do? Just type in the chat what it does. When price breaks out, just type. That's right. It's going to retest. Perfect. So when price breaks out, it's going to retest whatever its high was, and then it will start abiding by certain rules, right? Which is, I will create a higher high. I will create a lower high. I will create a higher high. I will create a lower high. Squad. And when it does that, it will be turning its old support into a resistance. So you have resistance, and then that new resistance turns into a support. Now that high becomes the low becomes the high. So when you see these things in the market, you kind of know how to adapt. And right now the market looks like it may be going sideways, right? We're waiting to break out, and if it breaks below this 600, then it's going to go lower, right? If it maintains this 890, which it looks like it's doing, it looks like price is about to go lower right back down to 600, and we might be able to actually take a short here. If I can get price to pull back up to 770, guys, I'm going to say it's okay to take a sell. I'm going to utilize, just because I really like the trade, my moving average. So here's what I'm looking for right now, and here's how I trade my strategy. We have downward movement. We have a micro resistance. So if price shows that it's going to respect this, then we could see something like this. Did that make sense how I just broke that down? I know I started seeing it real quick, but this is kind of what I'm seeing. At least to come target this low, but if it starts breaking, you see it's respecting its micro time frame trend. Came a little higher. We had support turn resistance, retested. So I could see something like this. But as we start breaking below the real clear for this trade is once you start seeing candle closure below 741. And once we start seeing candle closure below 741, we're going to see something like this. You know, maybe a pullback to something. But once we start seeing closure below, we're going to look for the retest and execute the trade. So the sell that we were looking for earlier, if you guys type a 1 in the chat if you were on the call this morning. Let's break down that, because you know what? That was a little tricky. And everybody was kind of looking at me like I was crazy for a minute, but I didn't look too crazy after the market played out. So there were two levels that I was looking at, and you could see we're caught up on one of those levels, which was the 750. So I'm going to delete everything, and we're going to break it right down. So price was starting to make its way towards this 750. So my initial analysis was having us bounce off of the 1 hour 60 moving average. What we did was we went to the 4 hour and the 2 hour, and we reached almost the top of where opening candle was, right? So if you see the 4 hour and the 2 hour 60 MA, and then this was the candle that I was anticipating. So I think our last attempt was like at 880. Price went all the way to 49,000, and that was the worst case. I think I had like 49,034 is what I had as like the worst case scenario. But you see where it rejected off of the 2 hour, off of the 4 hour, and then gave us a full retracement of 400 points. So this was what I was waiting for. And now, as we're falling back into structure, we have new rules that have just been shown to us, which is now we have downward trend, right? So now the downward trend it's clear, it's right there, right? So we got good downward trend, excuse me. We have a little bit of support. Oh, excuse me, almost. Down here, we have where price broke from, right? So now we have rules. Price comes up here, I like the shorts. Price comes down here, we like the sells. As we start going to lower time frames, like I want to go to the 5 minute, the 3 minute, see where we're trading on the 1 minute. Because this is going to give us our entry. It's kind of letting us know what's being done here. Right, so price is starting to just slowly box in. So now we know we break above this, we can go high. We break below this, we can go short. Does that make sense? Kind of how I boxed it in for you guys. So this is all I do. We've had market structure. Market structure can come and bounce this high, right? Once it breaks, but it's going to show us. So as it breaks out of this consolidation, uh, it's going to give us signs. It'll trade below a micro support or trend line. So that's kind of how we could take this trade. It's either A, we're going to break above, we can go high with it and maybe potentially up to fill the gap. But if we break out of this, then we're going to go short, and then we're going to fill all this and then maybe continue to go lower. Type a 1 in the chat if that made sense to you guys. And you see there was no indicators. It's really all kind of geometry for me, identifying just support, resistance, trend line, support, resistance, trend line, and then identifying, okay, we do this, it's going to do this. If price breaks this, then it's going to do this. So it's not really a strategy per se. It's just understanding the market structure and the flow of the markets. Any questions on kind of what I'm seeing or how I broke it down? Risk to reward. You know, because we scalp in the morning, I always try to focus on like a 1 to 3, 1 to 5. A lot of times people are going to hold to what they feel comfortable with. I won't look at a trade unless it's clear to me the direction that it's going. We average about 180 to 240 points per trade when we do get a trade. So if I'm risking anywhere from 50 points, then I'm looking for about 150 points. So I average about a 1 to 3. But I won't even look at the trade. Like every trade idea based upon how we look at the market because of the higher time frames is going to have a bigger R&R. The higher time frames are going to organically make your trades bigger, right? You're not looking at smaller time frames, so your trades aren't going to be smaller, if that makes sense. Yeah, like the smaller time frames, They equal smaller profits unless you're risking big. But if you want to feel comfortable and risk small and make a lot of money, then you're going to want to focus on the higher time frames, holding your trades, seeing the bigger plays. Right? Yeah, you can go, risk a lot on the lower time frames and get good at that as well. There's no wrong way, but I like to be comfortable when I trade. I don't like to. I want to be present, if that makes sense. Like sometimes when the risk is too high, you're almost like not thinking. So as we're breaking above, now let's see if we could take this. Let's see if we could take this buy, which I'm totally all for too. If we can break above this and take this buy right back up to 600. So now that price is breaking above. Right. So as we start clearing like 820, 850, you'll start looking for the buy opportunities, right? Similar to if we start breaking below the 750, then you'll start looking for the short opportunities. Does that make sense, guys? Type a one in the chat if that was simple. We're just doing all the same energy from higher time frames to lower time frames, and then we're waiting for it to show us. But it'll respect this little trend line until it doesn't, until it gives a clear breakout to the downside or upside. Any questions, guys?
Guys, feel free to open mics or type in the chat any questions you might have to clear out, to know the exact details of the strategy. So once you're in the call, following the live session, it's about you knowing how to execute the trade. And as well, I like what Preston does is, he teaches the strategy or how to read. It's like, as he said, it's not just the strategy, it's how to read the market. But as well, what I love about him doing all of this is creating a culture of us coming to live calls, being like one family community and trading all together. And today was like, I was looking at, is it gonna be a win or not? I just left the trade. It went down, it retested, as he said, went down, and I took a bag. I made profits. Someone says, please translate, when do you follow news and how does that impact on your strategy?
It doesn't. The key levels are the key levels. We focus on higher time frames. So whenever there's any sort of oh, and there goes the buy, guys. You guys see the buy just take off? You guys see the buy just go crazy?
Yes.
Oh,
I
oh
missed
yeah.
that.
Yeah, the buy just went crazy. It was showing us. Yeah, buy just went crazy, guys. That's a big pump right there, real quick. Something just happened. Um, but yeah, the news doesn't affect us. Exactly, the zone is the zone. When news happens, typically you'll see giant wicks occur into daily or weekly highs or weekly lows. So when you're looking at the key levels on the 4 hour time frame, it's going to do what it's going to do. So like for instance, like holy shoots, guys, like that trade we just hit full. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. We just smacked full TP in a 1 minute can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys, but that is just fucking wild. That is wild. That is wild. What
Wow, this is
the?
crazy. Who took this? Who took this? Did anyone take this buy? Vex. Did
That is
you take
crazy right there.
full TP in 1 minute?
What the fuck? That is
It's still going.
crazy.
Wow.
That happens so fast, guys. Oh my goodness. Great work. Great work. That thing smashed. Oh man. I love this stuff.
Bro,
I love this stuff, guys. I love this stuff. It doesn't get any better.
let me ask you a question. So right now, in regards to this, once like we had such a fast trade up, and obviously it did respect the zone, are you potentially looking for sells in this case?
I want to see, we're so close to the gap now. We'll probably see rejection from here back to maybe like 850, but it can go and just smack right through and fill the gap. And if it fills the gap, then it fills the gap. And I think the gap will get filled. So we have that price gap, right? We're tapped into this right here, which I thought was going to get touched. But then we have this price gap right here. So at 300, wick right here, 260.
From where you call the buy, that would be a good zone, and up to, if it fills the gap, that would be like 530 pips.
Yeah. And I don't even like using pips because points are like worth more than pips. Technically, we're trading indexes. So, pips are that's for the kids. We catch points, but we have to say it because we trade in the forex, right? So it doesn't confuse people. But technically, US 30, these are points, and 1 point is typically 10 pips. So just so you guys have an idea of what the pip count would be, it would be 10x of what like normal. It just sounds so crazy that it's like, wait, what? But yeah, so great trade. And we're looking to fill this gap. So we got this gap at 234. I may entertain. I'll start looking for shorts somewhere around then. We just blew past the 4 hour, but I could totally see this be a wick and slowing down right here. So you can see where price slowed down around that 200 area on the last expansion when you look left. So I'm kind of expecting it to slow down around that area as well.
And if it fills the gap, like let's say tonight, later on,
I'll be looking for the short tomorrow.
short tomorrow. All right, perfect.
Yeah, I'll be looking for something like this. So we got the top of the gap. We got a little bit of trend. So I'll be looking for the short for sure tomorrow. I'm looking for the short right now. You can see the key level. So we're definitely in short territory. We're right kind of at the top of where the price gap is. Yeah. I'm not mad. That buy was beautiful though, guys.
Yeah.
That buy was just picture perfect. Talk about bunching in and really breaking down a strategy to the T though. I'm glad we got that. I'm glad we got that on film.
We did.
Yeah, I'm glad you got that recorded. That's a great way to break down as we're doing it, because we were looking for the sell, but we didn't break below our 741. We switched gears once we saw that we were trading above our 800. we adapted, and then that thing absolutely took off. So, yeah,
Amazing.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Fast and clean, bro. This is amazing. Guys, any questions? Don't be shy.
I only trade US 30, but I can trade anything. I was calling gold, NAS. I just like what I do. Less is more in these markets. Because I was calling so many trades, it was personally overexposing me, and I was just trading a lot. And once you get good at trading, it's not about a lot, it's about doing the least amount.
I agree on this.
But yeah, yeah, I believe on like only trading one asset though. I don't think yeah, one asset.
Well, if you master one asset, that's enough. Like you don't have to know 15 different pairs. It's like you can get rich of trading just one pair and mastering it.
Yeah.
Like Bruce Lee said, don't be afraid of people who try different kicks 10,000 times. Be afraid of the one who tries only one kick, masters it 10,000 times.
Yeah, that's it. And that's trading. It's about doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until you unlock the money matrix.
I agree. Guys, any more questions? Everybody's so shy, or you don't know the English so good and you're afraid.
I'm just really good at teaching and I explain everything really well. I'll take that too.
Yeah, definitely. That was really clear and can definitely help out with new
I think they're
people.
still in shock from the buy. Oh, look, that
Like,
happened so fast.
oh my God, I didn't catch this. How did I miss this?
Same.
Great,
Yeah,
great.
that was a good trade.
It was. Well, guys, if you don't have, so Ladislas says, do you put break even?
Yeah, when I don't when I get at least to a 1-to-1 risk to reward, I don't want to ensue any loss. Or if I feel like the market can get choppy and maybe I can get a better entry, sometimes I don't feel like my entries are as good, so I'll move my entry to break even if I feel like market may pull back a little bit more. But yeah, I definitely protect capital and move my stop loss to break even about every 100 points. If I get to about 100 points, I think it's silly to give back anymore. Like, no, you shouldn't take a loss if you're up 100 points. There's certain things that like you shouldn't lose this amount of money if you were up at some point that. So I can break even a bunch, but taking a loss when you go up 50 points, 80 points, 100 points, like that's just silly.
Yeah. One question to just confirm and to maybe repeat is there any round up stop loss that you take? I know it's like between 30, 50 stop loss.
Yeah, it depends. If we're scalping, like it'll be about no more than 100 if I feel like we have to take two entries. But it'll be 50. So it'll be if I do take light risk, it'll be light risk for 50 points, giving myself a little bit of leeway if I want to take another trade 50 points in.
50 point stop loss. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. And
50 points is kind of like my rule of thumb.
like any particular is there like a fixed TP that you're always looking for, or that depends on the zone?
It depends all on zone. We have our areas, we have our problem areas. If I think like my overall bias for the week is gonna do what I think it's gonna do, like for instance, this buy on filling the gap, it looked like this was gonna happen, and this is running like 300 points right now in seconds or in minutes. So sometimes everything is destination based. Like if I can see where it's supposed to go, that's what I'm trading to.
Well, Amelia is asking, how do you determine TP1, TP2, TP3?
based upon problem areas where the market can reverse. Where you always want to look, like if you want to find out what your TPs are, find out if the market's going against you where you would try to buy.
Perfect.
Like right, like that makes sense. Like your take profits are going to be at the areas where price could give you the most problem.
Makes sense. Interesting.
I try not to take partials unless like I get like my full trade and I think the trade can run. Um, because I feel partials messes up your risk to reward. Uh, I'll take the break even or I'll take just the take profit. But sometimes, unless like the trade absolutely ran and I think it can go further, I'll take partials and let like a small runner run. Like I have a small runner from Friday, but I've taken 90% of the partials. Yeah, I'm still up a full percent, but shoots, if I didn't take partials, I'd be up 12%, right? So taking partials can also screw you too, because you're taking away the true potential of your risk to reward. There comes a time where you stop taking partials and you want to see your whole trade at the max. If I'm risking 1% and I know my trade ran 1,000 points, like I'm in essence, that was like a 1 to 12 risk to reward. This should be a 12% trade, right? I shouldn't be holding it for 1%. So taking partials chews away at the lucrative aspect of trading. Like hold to the full TB and be happy with it, or take your 1 to 3, 1 to 5 and be happy with it, or be happy with the break even and not really making anything too. It's tough because sometimes I swing trade and you want to take partials, and then sometimes you have like if you were swing trading yesterday, you're pissed. Price just went 500 points and then all of a sudden it came 500 points back to your entry. That's painful. That's a lot of money.
True.
It's based upon what kind of trader you are. Like if you're a scalper, some of the questions you guys are asking, like those are for swing traders. Like you guys scalp, I'm assuming the majority of you, right?
I think pretty good part.
Well, the first part about being a trader is identifying what kind of trader you are. Like if you're not identifying like, oh, I'm a day trader, a swing trader, those are strategies, those are things. So, stop loss to break even, stuff like that. Like some people are already out of the trade by the time somebody's putting it to break even. The way we trade, you can be out. This trade happened in 3 minutes. You wouldn't even have a chance to move to break even. It's done if you're scalping, right?
Yeah.
You got from point A to point B, and even if it went an extra 100 points after that, that's none of your business, because you got your money already. So you have to learn to be satisfied with whatever you get too. So you're not worried about, oh, it's still going or da 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 da. You got in, you got out, you move on to the next setup.
Awesome. Guys,
Yeah.
we understand more, definitely.
We called a good trade too. We lucked out. We got a good trade in today. So we were able to catch one. That was cool.
Well, one good trade is enough.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, dude, this was a really good trade. Like, we caught a really good trade. Really good trade. A quick one. Big old, big old, big old quick green candle.
Was good, definitely. Well,
Yep.
guys, is there any more questions? You don't want to take too much Preston's time. I guess we're all good.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the happy birthdays and everything like that. And you already know, brother, let me know what you guys need from me. Looking forward to seeing you guys on the next call.
Definitely. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Enjoy it. Spend a
Thank you.
great birthday. Have a drinks for us.
Yeah. And then I'll be out to your guys' way soon. So we're figuring out how to do the next in person. I'll be out there. We'll be teaching big. So let's get this going, guys. Congratulations on all the success to you guys. I see you guys working and doing it. So let's run the play and let me know what you need from me.
As well. Thank you.
Later, boys
Bye-bye.
and ladies.